Well, hello everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. So, some bad news and some good news. This is the preview for Stuttgart. Now, all week I've been saying Augsburg. We're playing Augsburg because for some reason I was convinced we're playing Augsburg this weekend. It's a very early kickoff tomorrow. I'll try to make it to the watch along. If I can't, I'll take the L. All right, I'll take the L. So, this game is bound to be fun because you have Barcelona in 3 days. Well, from tomorrow, you have Barcelona in 3 days. So Nagelsmann needs to rotate here. And we already have news that Leon Goretzka will start next to Joshua Kimmich tomorrow. So Goretzka and Kimmich are going to be starting together for the first time in what feels like years. That's going to be interesting. Although Sabitzer is playing well, I think Nagelsmann wants to rest him. I don't know why. I would rather, to be fair, if you have Sabitzer play tomorrow, then he has to play in 3 days. And maybe he doesn't have the fitness level that Kimmich has. Kimmich is clearly a machine, so he can play every game every 2 days if he has to. But maybe someone like Sabitzer is a human and Kimmich's an alien. So there's that. Kingsley Coman is out, injured. He has a muscular strain. They're hoping it's not a tear. A strain means the muscle is just hurt. That's the analogy I'm going to use. It's slightly hurt, right? It's a relationship. You're on a break. You're about to break up, though, if you keep going and seeing each other every day. So you need a break from this person. A tear would be it's a breakup, right? It's a breakup. It's longer, and you don't love each other anymore. She keyed your car. She egged your car. I don't know. She did a lot of things. You did a lot of things too. So Coman, we're hoping it's not a tear. It's nothing worse. So he's going to be out for about 3 weeks. If it's a tear, it's 6 weeks. It's almost 2 months. Luckily, I think there's an international break coming up here. So that week or 2 weeks of that will be taken away by the international break. This sucks, obviously. Kingsley Coman, really important player, but that means Musiala starts now. So there's a positive in this negative. It means Musiala gets the opportunity to play more consistently. It also means we see Musiala and Sane in the same team. Speaking of Sane, Nagelsmann says, something I'm really excited about, man. Says Sane won't play tomorrow. He'll be given a rest for the Barca game because, of course, he was under a lot of strain against Inter, which is probably true. Sane is our most pressed player. I don't know how this guy doesn't get injured, even though he suffered an ACL injury. He's doing a really good job to keep himself fit and healthy because he should be getting injured every day, man. He's our most pressed player. And I know why. His dribbling ability is out of this world, and his end product is crazy. So teams are always cautious of where Sane is. His runs are crazy. He plays football with a lot of intelligence. It's like an art for him. So as opposed to someone like maybe Kingsley Coman, who is a threat, but end product is 50-50 sometimes. So it's easier to just let him go down the line, dribble himself into a corner. But Sane, he gets 2 touches and he's laying it off, and it's really hard to play against someone like Sane, whose pace is just so raw and natural. It just looks like he's just walking, but to him, it's like he's running fast. But to other people, they don't know where he is. He's teleporting. So Sane is our most pressed player, so he's going to be staying on the bench against Stuttgart tomorrow, which means Jamal Musiala and Matisse Tell and Serge Gnabry might start. I think it's going to be interesting to see whether it's going to be Gnabry or Tell. I would love for Tell to start this game. It would be such a confidence boost for him. Imagine if he scored 2. This would be a perfect game for him. It's Stuttgart at home, low pressure. He gets to experience the fans for the first time as a starter. Gnabry isn't in form particularly, but Tell has more goals recently. He played well against Victoria Cologne, and I think it would make sense for the manager to start him from the get-go. So if you're Nagelsmann and you're watching this stream, please play Tell over Gnabry. I'm not trying to watch 17 million a season Gnabry not know how to control football. Gnabry is a player who plays in patches. He's like Heung-min Son for Tottenham. They'll play well for about a few games and then go back to crap and then play really well for a few games. They're purple patch players. There's going to be a time in this season Gnabry will just score a hat trick or score 5 goals in a match. He has the capability to do it, but I would love for Matisse Tell and Jamal Musiala to start ahead of Sane and, of course, the injured Kingsley Coman. That would be so preferable for me. This is an opportunity that we don't have, and we won't have a lot this season. This game against Stuttgart is slightly less pressure. We can start Upamecano, right? And rest Lucas Hernandez because we have a big game against Barca. We can play De Ligt from the start to keep, the performances going. Now, I do hope we're not starting Goretzka and someone like Tell out of desperation, so we require too much. But because we know we're going to win against Stuttgart, that's how the best teams do it. You can change 5 players and still be at the top level. The fact that we're saying, oh, no, don't drop Sabitzer, and then Goretzka comes in, Gravenberch comes in. I would hope Gravenberch started ahead of Goretzka because, he's been fit more, has more game time. He played well against Cologne. So if you're going to start Tell from his performance against Victoria Cologne, you might as well start Gravenberch. I have a feeling it's going to be Gnabry and Musiala. I would love for Tell to start, though. His injury wasn't that big. It was a knock. It happens. He missed 1 game, and it wasn't even like an actual injury. It was more of a just rest him because you don't want to take any risk. So now that he's back in the team, I believe we should start him. But if you don't start him, bring him on in the second half after Gnabry has had 45 minutes. Give both of them 45 minutes. See who plays better. Because Serge Gnabry isn't giving it to me. He's not doing it for me. But Musiala tomorrow, big opportunity. Would love to see him score. I'd love to see him get back into that, that one injury he suffered. Bro, I hate these injuries. Just takes him out of his form, and it's annoying. So hope Musiala performs really well tomorrow. I wonder if we're going to rest Mane. I would love for the attack to be Tell and Mane or Gnabry. I don't think Mane is playing well, but I think Nagelsmann understands that Sadio Mane isn't in form particularly, so he's going to try to keep playing him into form. And Mane's one of those players that he's aware. He knows he needs to score this, score that. It's all fun and games when you're scoring offside goals when we're winning 7-0 and 6-0 and 4-1. But it's not fun. It's not funny anymore when we need you to score. So he knows he needs to start scoring and getting involved in the build-up more. And he knows there's Gnabry there. If Gnabry was actually performing, then Mane might be dropped. But at the moment, Mane's the better player. And it's kind of hilarious. So, yeah, I wonder who injured Kingsley Coman, though. I'm thinking who it would be. Bonassar, please tell me he's out of the game. I feel like we have a more complete squad without Bonassar. All right, good. Bonassar is out of tomorrow's game. Good. Man, Stuttgart have a lot of players out. Tanguy Koulibaly, their best winger, I would say, he's out of the team. That's unfortunate for them. And they have Luka FIFA, Joshua Vagnoman, Lauren Ulrich, Nicholas Narte. So they have 5 players they're missing, whether it's from injuries and suspensions. Oh, shoot. Bild have their predicted lineup, and it's actually really good. So Nusa right back, so Pavard gets a rest. Upamecano and Hernandez. I would have said Upamecano and De Ligt because Hernandez needs a rest too. Stanisic at left back, which means Davies is going to be on the bench. And I would agree. Fonzie needs some rest. Oh my gosh. Wow. Kimmich, Goretzka, Musiala, Muller, Gnabry, Tell. Dude. Bild, they're, hit and miss with their lineups. But if that's the team Nagelsmann picks tomorrow, freaking GG. That would be so good for him. I would, I'd be happy for him making a good decision. I'd be happy for him. We all right. Yeah, we have the depth. Yeah, we're good. We have this. That's why we bought Mane. That's why we spent money to have this luxury of playing other players when other players are injured. I mean, in a typical Bayern season, if Sane's injured, then Choupo-Moting's playing left wing. Just some random lineups. But Musiala is there. Gnabry's there. If Coman's not there, Tel is here now. Mane, right? You have options. And even if Gnabry wasn't there, you bring Paul Vanner in. He just performed really well in the U19's Champions League, the Youth League. Did you see that pass to Ibrahimovic? Literally, my man's name is Ibra. Yeah, that pass was great, and the finish was good. So we have options now. Bring in Paul Vanner if we don't have anyone else to play as a left wing. Because Bayern right now have some of the best youngsters, some of the most cultured bowlers. Vidovic. How is Vidovic doing at Vitesse, guys? Is anyone paying attention? How is he doing? I would hope he's doing well. I mean, right? I would hope he's doing really well. They're losing a lot of games. Does he start? Oh, he started, number 10. Interesting. Well, look, sometimes it's not going to go the way we want. He didn't start this game. Oh, he wasn't even on the bench. Interesting. Well, I hope Vidovic is cooking, bowling out. Wait, is he on this team? Am I just blind or something? I don't know. We have players. We have options. Bayern is falling apart. Are you an idiot, bro? We got the best bench in Europe, I'd say. I mean, if Kimmich is out, Gravenberch. Goretzka's out, Sabitzer. It's like, and Kimmich is rarely out, right? Man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So the team we have is a good team. Sieb after injury won't be super. Armindo Sieb. That's just irrelevant. I mean, look, modern sports medicine is proving a point to the rest of the world that there's no such thing as players coming back from injury and being crap. Like there was, typically in history, there was this thing where if you had a big injury, you'd come back and you won't be the same. But doctors have gotten so good and technology's gotten so good that they're able to avoid the smallest things. They're able to fix your knee and make it look the same. And you have enough confidence in the doctors because they're so good at their job. So I think a lot of the times when players don't play the same after an injury, especially in the modern times, it has nothing to do with the injury itself, but maybe their confidence. Maybe there's this mental block where it's like, I don't want to get injured again. That was a painful period. And it's painful. As a player, if you get injured for that long, that's crazy. So, man, I'm intrigued to see what happens. I'm intrigued to see where Bayern go with this team. We have a very, very stacked bench. It's always good to see that. Why are Barcelona fans in my comments, man? George, will you dedicate your whole life for Bayern just like Queen Elizabeth, Her Majesty? What a weird comment. I'm not king of Bayern. I think Unai Hoeneß clearly dedicated almost his entire life to Bayern. I think Musiala should start tomorrow. I believe Nagelsmann will make it. Yeah, he will. Yeah, I mean the predicted line. He did say Jamal will. Sane won't play, so that tells you Musiala will play. And I'm hoping Mane doesn't play either. It'd be a shame if we played Mane. Nubo had another good game for Monaco. I mean, what do people think about the Alexander Nubo situation? I mean, here on one hand, everyone's saying we should drop Neuer. I mean, actually, there's a lot of people starting to say, "Oh, Neuer isn't good enough. He's not the same anymore." And it's like, whatever. Neuer is still capable of doing a lot, but you could tell physically he's starting to, play older. I feel like old Neuer would be on the halfway line sometimes, but this Neuer is very aware of how he is. He's aware of his body. He doesn't do the things he used to do. Like he's not coming out of his goal to dribble 10 attackers. Like he knows I need to be more cautious because my legs don't run as fast as they used to. And that's fine, right? Goalkeepers don't need that. But it's just you're seeing an adapted Neuer. Whereas goalkeepers like Handanovic, they get old and they lose everything. There's some goalkeepers that just don't last as long as Neuer. Neuer, to stay this long at the top, one of the biggest teams in the world, and win in different eras is spectacular. He played against great attackers, played against fast attackers, slow attackers, good strikers, bad strikers. Neuer has adapted his game a lot, and I think he's still on there. He's still on top. So why would we change that? If Newbell comes in, I don't see him being significantly better than Neuer, especially now. We don't concede any goals. And I think the goals we were conceding last season or the seasons before weren't even Neuer's fault. So, was Neuer ever really declining, or was our defense just trash? We couldn't deal with transitional defending last season because both our midfielders would be too far forward, and we'd see Lucas Hernandez and Upamecano having to make last tackles, bring people down and get yellow cards. That happened a lot last season, but this season with the balance that Sabitzer and Kimmich have, it's just ridiculous. So happy about that. Oh, match day 10 to 16 has been scheduled. Lots of games in November. Looks like we're playing Leipzig on the 20th of January 2023. Guys, can you believe 2022 is almost over? I feel like it was just yesterday I was saying Happy New Year to everyone. That's crazy. I'm getting so old now. I'm getting old. Neuer is declining, but he's still a competent goalkeeper. Yeah, that's fine. Like, he's not going to be Neuer from Neuer 28 or 27, 25. The years where he was in his prime. That's fine. I'm fine with Neuer taking a little decline, but he's still top class. He's still better than 95% of goalkeepers. He's in the 5%, and that's still good enough. Like, you don't need a monster demonic goalkeeper and goal every game. But yeah, I mean, Neuer from a few years ago was crazy good. I mean, but to be fair, after the 2018 World Cup, people were saying Neuer over, Neuer, he's done, he's finished. Then he came back and started producing world-class saves again. And now no one talks about Neuer, but they forget all the times they were roasting Neuer and saying all sorts of things about him. Man, Musiala is looking muscular. Look at the calves. Kimmich, what happened to this man's eye? Oh, him and Sabitzer. That was funny. Kimmich said, two blind chickens going for the same grain. that's what happened between Kimmich and Sabitzer. I was like, how did this man hurt his eye? So if you remember in the game 2 nights ago, Kimmich's eye, or Kimmich and Sabitzer, went for the same ball and they hit each other right here. Sabitzer came off better. Kimmich came off. I mean, he still has the black eye. That's hilarious. So, yeah, I don't know. Is Neuer the greatest of all time? Yeah, he is. It's determined. I think the man has survived different styles of football. You can't tell him, oh, he didn't face Messi and the best attackers of all time, because he did. And he showed out, a good portion of the times. You can't tell me he didn't face fast wingers, because he did. You can't tell me he didn't face a certain type of striker, because he did. You can't tell me he didn't perform for a small club and take Schalke to Champions League semifinals, because he did. So, yeah, I think Neuer is the greatest goalkeeper of all time. He won everything: the World Cup, the Champions League. This man was nominated for a Ballon d'Or as a goalkeeper in 2014. How does that make sense, right? Think about that for a second. A Ballon d'Or for a goalkeeper is a bizarre thought in most people's minds. But Neuer, he was ready for that. Neuer was just crazy good. I think he got like 4th place or 5th. I don't know. But man, I mean, yeah, there are goalkeepers that have been nominated for Ballon d'Ors, but to actually win it and should have won it is crazy. That tells you the level that Neuer was at. So yeah, Neuer is the greatest goalkeeper of all time. People bring up Lev Yashin, but you think Lev Yashin would cope with like the modern game? Of course not. This man was a war veteran. Just so happens that he had good reflexes, but he ain't Neuer. Neuer revolutionized the game. Like Neuer wasn't just a shot stopper. He was also the definition of a sweeper keeper. He made that role what it is. I mean, yeah, goalkeepers would come out, but Neuer came out and he played with the team. Pep wanted to play the man in midfield. Neuer is why you see Alisson and Ederson do what they're trying to do. He's why you see Courtois do the things they do coming out of their goal. Neuer made it famous for goalkeepers to just play football. Before it was just the tallest guy. If you have good reflexes, that's it. Now it's like, well, if you don't have at least somewhat decent ability to play out of the back, then you're nada. I'd say Neuer's role made the high line possible. Like, yeah, I think his way of playing made it possible to play with a high line every game. Because now you got a goalkeeper that covers that much space and is so aware of everything. Neuer makes people, I mean, an attacker with a goalkeeper coming against him is the worst thing ever. So I think, yeah, he's the greatest goalkeeper of all time. There's no debating this. We need to develop Tel. I would agree. Tel needs to play tomorrow, and Build's lineup, the predicted lineup from Build is saying he's going to play. So I'm excited to see how that happens. We genuinely need to see Tel, and yeah, I think Musiala and Tel could build a really good relationship. They have a similar level of just, I don't know. Musiala and Sane have a similar wavelength, right? I'd say Musiala thinks, they lay off of each other, Musiala and Sane. And I think Tel tries to lay off too. So I'm going to expect beautiful football tomorrow. I think Leipzig play tomorrow at 10:30, right? Leipzig Dortmund. Leipzig with Marco Rosa. It's Leipzig at home. Oh my gosh. What the Bundesliga is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. You got a big game like Leipzig, and you got them playing at the same time as Bayern. But then Schalke and Bochum play at 10:30. Or do they realize there's more appeal to a later game? Do they not think about that? Leipzig Dortmund is one of the biggest games of the season, and you got them playing at the same time as Bayern, the biggest team in the league. That's stupid. It's like Liverpool versus City, or Liverpool. Hold on. It's like Man United. This isn't making sense. Let me think about this. It would be, what's the biggest team in La Liga? Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, right? And then Barcelona is playing like, I don't know, some nobodies at the same time. That's how dumb it is. Of course, they're always going to put Real Madrid at a different time and Atletico Madrid, because that's a big game. That's like That's a rivalry for second place. So of course you gotta be careful. So I don't know why the Bundesliga did that. I think Leipzig Dortmund is too much of a big game to be playing at the same time as Bayern. Dang it, man! I'd love to sit there and watch Dortmund versus Leipzig. That's such a good game. But no, let's have them play at the same time with Bayern. Leipzig isn't a big team. They are in the Bundesliga. Neuer is still fine. And we shouldn't discuss whether he deserves this or that. He's still the same guy. Yeah, I would say so. It's because of the away fans. Leipzig and Dortmund are far away. Fans would have to travel for hours. But there's more justification. You mean to go back home? That's well. Actually, let's think about this. Let's think about this. That actually makes so much sense. Let's think about this. Okay. See if that argument holds up. All right, I'm looking at a Germany map now. So this is Dortmund right here. Leipzig is East Germany. Okay. Now, here's Schalke. And where's Bochum? Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Bochum is like 2 minutes away from Schalke. So it makes sense that kickoff could be later. Wow, I never considered this. I mean, let's be honest though. When Bayern play Dortmund, it's 10:30. A good kickoff for me. And Munich is actually further away from that. That argument can't hold up. It can't. What about the Champions League games? I mean, I guess teams expect, their away fans to travel the day before. But even then, that doesn't make sense, right? I'd say Bayern played Frankfurt at 10:30. Well, no. Right. No, actually later on a weekday, a Friday. And it's almost the same distance. It's actually Frankfurt is further away from Munich than Dortmund is to Leipzig. I'm sorry, the argument doesn't hold up. I thought for a second you had something going on there, but I think I know what it is. The Bundesliga is just incompetent when it comes to fixture list. It's clearly just designed for the German viewers, but it's not designed for international viewers. I think putting kickoffs so early is, I guess, the time zone too, but I don't know. I would love more, 10:30 a.m. games, and that's all I want between big teams, because there's more chance of more people watching from across the world when their time zone matches as well. I don't know if that makes any sense. Man City versus Bayern this season, UCL final. I don't think City ever win the UCL with Pep. I think that curse is still on him. The thing with City is they'll always be good. There's never a time City will be crap. That's not going to happen. But yeah, I would love to see Man City versus Bayern in a Champions League final. If we win against Barcelona, they will start complaining and making excuses. Yeah, that's what they do best. They'll say, "Oh, but Lewandowski, he's only been here for 2 days." Oh my gosh. Barcelona can unilaterally terminate Piqué's contract in 2023 if he doesn't play more than 35% of the matches this season. Bro, I'm telling you. And they're trying to sue Atletico Madrid for the Griezmann situation. They're trying to make I don't know, man. Barcelona is just a mess. They're a mess, bro. See, the thing is, right? They have a really good team now, and I'd say a good manager. But man, I'm telling you, if they don't, the pressure is so high for this young new team to perform. Because if they don't win a trophy and get far in the Champions League enough to make good revenue from it, then selling their TV, like they'll make even less money next year. They can't spend as much. And imagine if Lewandowski slows down, which he hasn't. I said it. He's going to play well, world class for 2 seasons, and then he's going to slow down because that's the cycle of life. He's never going to just stay at the top forever. But imagine what would happen to Barcelona if, Levy got just slowed down. Someone got injured. I mean, bro, they wanted to get Bernardo Silva. They wanted to get Rafinha. They did. And sign all these players, and it's like, it's weird. Because what about next year? Do they not think about the future? Bayern was spending money with the knowledge that we would have the same amount of money to spend if we needed to next season. We already know the plan for the next 10 years. We have players and we understand the plan. But, bro, Barca's going to make half the money they would normally make in the coming seasons. Pulling these levers now makes sense. I mean, it's a risk, and it has a high reward if it works out. Because if you win a bunch of trophies and you get far in the Champions League, what that does is it boosts the club financially, so much so that you can pay off a bunch of debt and even possibly buy back your assets with the money you make, right? The most important thing is to pay off the debt, because you can't, go bankrupt and default on that debt, because then no one's ever going to lend to you again. So you got to pay it off. And the only way to pay it off is to make more money. The only way to make more money isn't to just sell more shirts and, charge people for content on Barca TV. It's to win trophies and get them, commercial revenue from that. And the sponsors will have to pay more because your team won. But if you don't do that, you will make half the money. You can't make the same amount of transfers. You can't always sell your assets and pull levers that don't exist anymore in the future. It's such a bizarre situation. It's a weird, I'd say Laporta took a big risk, and it's already semi-paying off because Barca's playing well. They're, getting good results. I think Barca from last season wouldn't score 5 against Pilsen, but then you play Bayern and Inter Milan. If Inter beat Pilsen 2 games in and draw against Barca, then you're in trouble, right? If they draw, man, we're going to beat Pilsen because we have no choice. We already beat Inter. Bayern have already, we already have an advantage in the group. We already beat the first big team away from home. And then we play you next. If we beat you at the Allianz Arena, you're sweating now because you need 3 points against Inter. And I don't know. Where do they play versus Inter? Is it away first? It's away. October 4th is going to be one of the biggest UCL group stage games. Because think about this. If Inter can win in their stadium, they can, right? Just defend, win, right? They're going to have a better team than they do now. Barca's, they could potentially drop 6 points in 2 match days. Inter have 3 points from Barca. Inter beat Pilsen twice. Barca could easily beat Inter in their stadium. But then Barca they need to play Bayern after that, October 26th again. And do you think Bayern's just going to lose? Maybe at that point we'll have less motivation because maybe we already won the league or the group. But man, I'm telling you, it could be a very painful task if Barca loses to Bayern. There's more for you than us because we got Inter at home. We got Pilsen after that. We can lose to Barca twice It doesn't matter for us, but we won't. That's the thing. We won't lose to you. And it's like we're going into it slight favorites. Well, actually, big favorites. The football world's going to say Bayern's going to win. They're going to thrash Barca. I don't think we're not going to thrash you. Could be 2-1. Could be 3-1. I don't think this is the same Barca we beat 8-2. They're much better. They don't have the reliance on Messi. They have a nice attack with good chemistry building, a decent midfield. I say still susceptible to physicality, but the intensity Bayern play at, I think you're going to struggle. The new players you have won't be able to cope with it. They'll see Kimmich running like he has 10 lungs for 90 minutes, and it's gonna be different for them. When you play Pilsen, Valladolid, Sevilla, these okay teams, and then you got to play Bayern, it's going to be different, right? And away from home first, I would not want to be a Barca fan right now. And you got to win the Champions League, or all these levers you pulled are going to come to bite you back in the butt. And then you play Pilsen last match day, which means Inter already played them. So it might be a situation where Inter, they already secured second. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I don't know. I think Bayern, if we won the group and we're playing Inter on the last November 1st, right? Low key, if Barcelona need 3 points to get ahead of Inter, we should concede the game. We should do it just for the culture. If it's guaranteed that we win the group, I'd love to lose that game against Inter. Just saying, it'd be funny to watch Barcelona go back to the Europa League. If I was Nagelsmann in that dressing room, I'm like, concede as many as you want, boys. It doesn't matter. I think it'd be hilarious. And Nagelsmann's bitter like that. He's bitter. He's just going to be remembering when Laporta told them to shut up and care about Bayern or something. He's going to remember it. And he's going to be like, team, lose this game right now. And I think it'd be hilarious. It wouldn't be a good precedent to set because we want to be competitive every game. But come on, be fun. Is our best front three Sane, Mane, Gnabry? Probably. Muller needs to be in there. But I guess Muller's just going to be behind those players, isn't he? Probably. I don't know. I just want to humble the Barca fans. Me too. Give it to Inter. Yeah, bro. Hell. I'm telling you, the fact that we play Inter last means Barcelona need to win against Inter twice. Because, bro, if it's a thing where you need 3 points, Inter needs 3 points, or Inter have already gotten their... I think if Inter drew against Barca twice and Barca lost to Bayern, and it comes down to Inter have to win... Barca gets 6 points from Pilsen, maybe 4 points from Inter, which technically also means Inter gets. I don't know. I'm so confused. I guess Inter Milan need to beat Barcelona. I think Barcelona's going to go through. I'll be honest. I think they're better than Inter Milan. Inter's going to be in the Europa League. I mean, come on, Lewandowski, Rafinha, Dembele, who's in form right now, by the way. They got a midfield of De Jong. Like, on paper, Barcelona need to go through. I think they got a new right back just recently. So Araujo can finally just play at center back. Dude, I can obviously see a situation where Barcelona get second in this group. I don't think they beat Bayern. I think we might draw at Barca Stadium. That I can feel a draw happening. I can feel it, like 2-2, 3-3, like one of them high-scoring draws, because we're both attacking teams, right? But I think it's going to be hard for Barcelona because of Lewandowski, just like he always did in big games for us. He's going to try to score, but De Ligt will have him locked down, and you'll need to rely on Rafinha to get some goals. And that was always the conversation at Bayern in any big game. We were never thinking Levy's going to score today. We always thought Levy's going to be occupying defenders today, so we need other players to utilize the space he creates. And that usually worked, but sometimes it didn't. So, all right, thank you everyone so much for watching. It's been a good preview here. We're playing Barca in a few days. There's a preview, we'll do a preview then, but we don't have to talk about Barcelona the whole time. Stuttgart's going to be fun. The rotation's going to be good. Coman's injured, but only for 3 weeks, but could be 6 weeks if it's a tear, not just a strain. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia and peace. Oh man, that Brazil squad is looking nice. Lottie, Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, Danilo, right back, Casemiro, Lucas Paqueta. Wait, what about Bruno Guimaraes or whatever his name is? Is he Brazilian? Newcastle. Got his name. Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes. Yeah, he's Brazilian. Why doesn't Brazil just call him up? He's a good midfielder. They want to play Lucas Paqueta, Bruno. Bruno Guimaraes next to Fred, Neymar, Rafinha, and Vinicius Jr. I just realized Brazil doesn't have any crazy strikers apart from Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, there's no real R9. Brazil used to have so many strikers. Giovanni Albert. Bro, they had, and who else, man? R9. I don't know. They always had a lot of good attackers. So, all right. Mia and peace. I think I already said that.